Live is Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator, this bill, which the president admits is imperfect, signed in private, more than 8,500 earmarks. Was it necessary to sign it now? Would the government have shut down if he sent it back to get a perfect bill?
If the president had told the Congress, I'm not going to sign this bill until you clean it up, the Congress would have folded like a cheap suit. Why
didn't he?
Because he has not told the Congress to stop spending at any fashion. Business as usual. This is not business as usual. Since he's been in office, we spent $1.2 trillion in the name of stimulating the economy, and all we've done is grown the government. He has never told Nancy Pelosi no or Harry Reid no on anything, and that's the most disturbing thing about his presidency. He's the one that got the Democratic Party in power, and he's yet to discipline a Congress that seems to have no boundaries.
Now, some earmarks, and I don't know if you agree with them or not, I know that Senator McCain, of course, would not, he says are worthy. Some are just absolutely ridiculous, bloated, whatever. It's just carelessly spending Americans' money. The earmarks in this spending bill that he signed today, were they ever evaluated by the White House, or just signed off on?
No, they were just signed off, basically.
So he doesn't know what they are?
Well, he says this is old business. No, this is his business. This is his government to run. This is the Democratic Congress for the third year in a row. I mean, how long are you going to start keep bringing up George W. Bush? He is president now. He had a choice to make. He could have lived up to his campaign promise and sat down with Senator McCain and found bipartisanship on earmark reform, but he chose to sign the bill. If he really is serious about changing the way things work, sit down with John McCain, and here's what John says. You can have an earmark if it's authorized. It's not put in at midnight, that people, your colleagues, can see what you're trying to do with the money. Put it on the internet, let the public see, put your name by it, and stand by your work product. That's not what's going on, and the president could make that happen if he chose to, and why he took a pass here, I'll never know.
Well, it's sort of curious. He says this piece of legislation they signed today must mark an end to the old way of doing business. What he was talking about was this sort of just shoving these 8,500 earmarks in it. I mean, he could have ended that today by vetoing it, right?
Oh, he could have said, don't send it to me. Pelosi, Reid, come down here. We're going to sit at a table. I want Democratic leaders and I want Republican leaders. Don't send me this bill. Go back and make it better, and let's put earmark reform in the bill. Let's do it all at once. And what would a Congress have done with a popular president? They would have given in.
Has anyone other than the person who plugged the 8,500 earmarks and the individuals who did these earmarks, has there ever been any debate on these projects, or is it simply just everybody showing up, plugging in his or her favorite?
We're doing this stuff. Remember the stimulus package? I got the bill at 10 o'clock when I was on your show. We voted on it at 7 o'clock. Remember this changing government theme that he ran on, that everybody was going to get to look at these bills for 5 days? It would be on the internet. Where did all that stuff go? We can't even read the bills before we vote on it.
All right, now he says that it's old business. This bill that he signed today is $410 billion, is to fund our government from today until September 30th. So this isn't paying like a bill from President Bush or prior. This is from this day forward till September 30th, right?
As I understand, he's going to be president between now and October, right?
Okay, so
not Bush.
So this is not old in that way.
No.
All right, and the bill.
This ain't old money. This is new money. This is borrowed money from your grandkids to run this government. All this money is borrowed money.
And there was, had he vetoed the bill today, the government wouldn't have shut down. We could still turn on the lights.
We could have passed a continuing resolution to get us through a couple of more weeks. He could have sat down with the leadership of the Congress on both sides and says, I'm not going to tolerate this, and we would have folded like a cheap suit. I keep saying that over and over again. He's had a chance to meet in the middle a couple of times. Instead of passing a $787 billion stimulus package that grows more government than it does create jobs, he could have taken the $440 billion Republican alternative and found middle ground between the Republicans and the Democrats and got a bill that would have stimulated the economy, cut taxes, created jobs, and spent money on programs that made some sense. But he's taken a pass on bipartisanship. He has not found that center that he ran on. Every bill has been jammed through the Congress by our Democratic friends. No effort to find bipartisanship.
But you know, it's funny. I even take a different view. It's not even a question of bipartisan. It's just that it's not. The content isn't considered if nobody debates it, no one evaluates it, if everyone just sort of throws it together. That's the problem. That's the risk. I mean, they may be really good ideas, But if no one's talking about it or looking at it, but sort of sneaking it in, that's the
Well,
problem.
your next guy to speak here has done a good job of looking into the Omnibus bill and looking at accounts that we just funded that were also funded by the stimulus package. No one is comparing these two bills. The bill didn't increase government by 8%. As Steve has been trying to tell the country, some of these accounts between the stimulus package and the omnibus bill have increased by over 100%. It's happening so quick. Nobody can absorb. We're just throwing money at accounts and reading about it in the paper. That is not change I can tolerate or believe in.
Senator, thank you, sir.
Thank you.